Greetings and salutations, my lovely loonies. It is awesome and amazing to be with you once again. Today, I did want to talk a little bit about just mental health and how it has been going with me on my diagnostic journey. I do know that every now and again I will pop in and just talk about it for a little bit because it is something that is a part of my life and that I am handling and dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And just the challenge and the struggle with mental health, because I suffer a mood disorder as well as severe anxiety and depression, if and only if I am not on my medication. And I didn't understand that until I actually had to start taking medication. And at first it was through my primary care provider. Dr. Ebony did speak to me a little bit and let me know about what was going on with me, because she just heard me make a dark joke and then just continued to ask me questions, and figured out that being on a medication called Latuda would work for me. And it works superbly, but it's extremely expensive. It's about $1,300 to $1,600 without a coupon. Even with a coupon, it might be in between $300 to $900. So it really just does depend. There are a couple of savings things that I did find. One is LatudaSavings.com, if I'm remembering that correctly. All you have to do is type in Latuda Savings Card into Google and you should be able to find it. And those are for people who do have it or would like to be on something that doesn't really give you many side effects. Like, it doesn't give you weight gain, it doesn't give you suppression of appetite or anything else like that. It does make you a little drowsy. It's about it. So your doctor may prescribe for you to take it at night. But other than that, that's about it. But that's also with just me, and I do believe, if I remember correctly, it was on the 20 milligram for the Latuda. Now I'm on 5 milligrams of Abilify, which thankfully that has been working out for me as well. And it has been a great deal of help just to still be on a medication. And on top of taking the Abilify, I am also on Lexapro, which is also called Escitalopram. And that is for my anxiety and my depression, and it helps me out so much, because just being on the Latuda and not taking the Lexapro, I was having severe anxiety attacks in the morning, because when I woke up, the Latuda was already in effect and helping me with the mood disorder. But I guess my wider range of moods was also helping me to not constantly feel the anxiety and panic attacks that I would feel, I guess. And that's just my assumption for it. I never really quite figured it out because, after a week or so of having to wake up an hour before I was supposed to actually wake up to take my anxiety meds, to make sure that they kicked in by the time I actually fully woke up, everything started to actually get a little bit better. Because, it was starting to flow, be within my bloodstream and my system every day. Just had to make sure that I was still taking it every day. And that is the thing about medications that everyone still just needs to know and learn, is the fact that you feel better, the fact that you don't feel the way that you used to, is 100% because of the fact that you are taking the medications prescribed to you. Granted, having therapy on top of it, like I do, helps a lot as well, because those things that you realize aren't healthy traits to be portraying, you can now start to get rid of, and you can now start to focus on yourself more as a person and begin to understand yourself just that much better. And it is just hard as a person, as a human being, to think of these things and just to admit them. But for me, it wasn't that hard of a decision once I had my son. Because at the end of the day, the thing I want to do and wish to do the most is to make sure that I am a healthy, mentally healthy human being, as well as physically and emotionally, around myself, so that way I can be that way around him. because he is truly the most important thing in my life, and I don't know what I would do if I ever felt like I was destroying his life just because my own life felt destroyed. That doesn't feel right, and that doesn't sit right with me, and I don't really feel like it should for a lot of people. And I would love to know everyone's comments and opinions on this as well, because this is a topic that I feel like everyone can broach, everyone can speak on. And a little bit down the line, I do have a guest, and her name is Amani, and I do believe she does enjoy going by Mimi. I'll make sure just in case. But me and her will be talking more in depth about mental health and what it is and means to us. I just wanted to come on today and talk about that for just a little bit, because it is something that is very and deeply important to me and something that I am dealing with right now. And I do also want to talk about my therapy sessions before I go. And in my therapy sessions, I've been talking about my estrangement with my family, and that includes my mother, my grandmother, and my aunt, and just getting close to them and talking to them again, and just being a part of their lives, and then being a part of mine and my mine and my son's life. I am only 26. I turned 27 November 25th. I am not old enough to have a grandchild any way, shape, or form. I mean, my son. But he is a grandchild. He is a great grand old child. He is a sweet, wonderful little thing. But just talking to my therapist about that, and then also talking to my therapist about reconnecting with them and pushing forward. Heck, I even talked to my therapist about my YouTube channel and wanting to create this podcast, because she wanted me to do something for myself. And I realized that starting the podcast and being more involved with it would be a good thing to do for myself, because it is something that lets me be able to broach and branch out, be able to talk more with people and discuss more things and have an audience. And that is just something that is amazing and superb for me and to me. And so it's something I just want to continue to keep doing in everything that I do. And it has just been amazing and wonderful to be a part of this with all of you, and to continue all of this with you. And it makes me so happy to just be able to sit down and talk with guests, talk on my own, and just know that you guys are out there listening. It really does deeply warm my heart, and I thank you guys so much. And if you would like to donate and give a little help and everything like that, there is a way for you to do so down below within any of the podcasts or places that you do listen to your podcast. But if you want to find the direct link and direct way to be able to do so, you can go to Anchor. That's N as in Nancy, CHOR.FM, and that's M as in Mary. And just look up the lovely Looney Chats with Luuney Lulu, and that's LUUNEY Chats with Luuney Lulu. And it's a W/, not the full word. But after you put in Looney Chats, you should be able to find me. And all of my social media links will be down below in the description as well as my website, so that way you guys can always stay lovely and stay lonely. And on top of everything, please don't forget to stay healthy and stay safe. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next podcast. Greetings and salutations, my lovely loonies. It is amazing and wonderful to be here with you once again. And as the title does create, I will be talking about why I do this podcast. And I just want you guys to get to know a little bit more about me as you get to know every guest that comes on here. And the reason why I podcast is because it was hard to feel like I found an outlet for a while, and it's just a great way to express myself. And if you ever wonder the definition for expression, it's ideas or feelings in showing ideas or feelings is the showing of them through words, actions, or artistic activities. And for me, my expression is through my podcast and also doing my YouTube page with the gaming, Minecraft, and everything else. And it's just finding a space to be me and being able to see others in that beautiful light as well. And seeing others and seeing the light in others too. And it's just amazing because I love getting to know different people and just why they are how they are. It's always been something that has always been intriguing to me and has always caught my interest. And I just want others to be able to see and feel that too. Because we all feel like we're stuck in a rut sometimes and that we don't know what to do. And sometimes hearing about other people who are doing different things with their lives could potentially want to inspire you to want to do something a little bit different, on just a little bit more for yourself as well. And it's why I want to have guests on, because guests give life, and life is fun and exciting as well as sad and challenging. It's just everything in between. And I mean, why not hear others and their challenges and others and their fun and intriguing ways in life? It's such a big world, and finding like-minded others and individuals is such a refreshing, amazing, and fun thing. And it just helps me to be able to keep positive as well. Because the prospect of finding new friends is always such a fun thought to me. Because not everyone I have on the podcast will be somebody that I've known long term. I am actually starting to branch out and look for people that I don't even know to try and have a podcast with. And that is because I want to be able to just get to know those around me. I used to be a very shy person, and I used to be really awkward, and sometimes I still feel that way, and sometimes I really do feel like it's a challenge to be able to talk to people and just branch out. And I need to get out of my comfort zone just a little bit more, and doing this has really helped me to try and escape my comfort zone just that much more and just a little bit better. And I also just love it because being positive on your own can be really hard, and just having others around you can help with that. And just being able to create new bonds, gather new followers for myself as well as for those people who are on the podcast with me and who are on here with me. And just growing in what you do and growing in who you are. Because at least for me, it really does feel that way, and it feels amazing to feel as if you are a part of something just a little bit more and a little bit different. And it is such an amazing feeling for that. And it's just amazing to hear the light in someone's voice and just how happy and passionate they become once they start to talk about everything that's going on with them and just everything about what they do. Because even if there may be a little bit of sadness behind it, people finally getting to express some of their deepest concerns is the best feeling in the world, And it's also just like training your mind to be rid of negative thoughts that plague your mind, and just the beginning anew on the greener side of things as well, and just and the way that you do branch out. Another reason that I do all of this is for my son. He is my biggest inspiration, and I don't want him to always think that a 9 to 5 is the only way to do things. Hell, even family and kids is not for everyone. It's just what was a part of me and what I wanted to do. But I do have other dreams that I want to do besides doing the podcast. I love to sing. I love to write. Gaming and YouTube is a part of my life as well. And I do enjoy coding. I enjoy fashion design. I enjoy video game designing, for Christ's sake. These are all just a lot of things that I have and a lot of ambitions that I want to get back towards. And him being in my life and him seeing me is really helpful, because there's always just these tiny eyes watching everything you do, and you really need to make sure that you can be that shining light that little ball of joy needs. And at least for me, that's how I feel. And on top of everything, my mental health, it stopped me from fully succeeding in a lot of things. I know you've heard me talk about it before, but I do have a mood disorder. If anything, I might also have undiagnosed ADHD as well. And just the sporadicism and feeling like I couldn't do much, and just also fighting with anxiety and depression. And everything and all these emotions just constantly weighing me down and killing my dreams and my hopes of wanting to do something a little different with my life. It was all so hard and so difficult to get there for me and to finally get here. And being around my son and having him has helped me to want to do that so much more, because he truly makes me want to grow and to be a better person. And having him around and having him now has just given me the courage that I need to start again and to really grow again. And finding that can be so hard, and just finding that thing that pushes you and drives you can be so difficult. And just pushing through until you find it is even harder. It's like Meg in season 19 and episode 18 of Family Guy. I know I'm giving you things from Family Guy. But she wanted to go to college so badly, and Peter and Lois finally saw it as something that they could finally do for her, and they pushed and they lied for her to get in and to the admissions. But she, of course, in comedic ways, showed that she wasn't a lie to be there. Or it wasn't a lie for her to be there, and she could do a lot of amazing things. And when you stop to think about so many things that she's had to do for the family and that she's had to avoid, it does make a lot of sense. And the fact that she pushed and strived towards these things to get her most ultimate goal is very impressive in itself as well. This is someone who has been downtrodden and pushed down and ignored and judged just for being alive. And she still finds so many things to be uniquely beautiful and creative in, and just be and have a beautiful outlet for herself. Not a lot of people can say that. Hell, it even took me a minute to say that for myself. And just seeing it in Meg is a bit of an inspiration. I mean, I know Family Guy can be stupid, it's trash television, but there are certain things that you can just look at and really see. And for Meg, it was this. And even though in the episode, of course, she couldn't actually get in because, you know, she flopped. Sorry, spoilers for those who haven't seen it. But it's just the whole other process of, you know, faking it until you make it. It truly is a thing. I had to fake and pretend being a bit more of a positive person and an ambitious person to just get back there. I had to fake feeling like a good mom just to feel like a good mom. even though everyone will try to tell me I'm doing a good and a great job with my son. And I mean, it's just very hard. And even if, back to Meg, she couldn't prove that she could do everything, it also shows how much her parents were willing to do something for their child. And I am willing to do anything and leave the sad comfort of something that I know so much, just so that way I can inspire my son and inspire him the same way those bright, beautiful eyes of his inspire me each and every day. And I also do my podcast for my partner as well as my family. And Curtis, he has just always been my biggest supporter, no matter what. If I needed a laptop for coding and to go to school, we would find it in the budget for me. I want to start a comic. I'm surprise gifted with a new sketchbook and a tablet so I can turn it digital. Granted, the tablet and the laptop might be secondhand, but it still means the world to me because he's still pushing and wants me to do my best. I mean, hell, he would even drive me out to farmers markets so that way I could sell my crocheted goods. This man has never, ever shot down anything I have wanted to do, any idea I have had to want to grow and to improve. And that is just an amazing thing, and it warms my heart to just think about now and to talk about. And he has just applauded me in all of my endeavors and always said he's been proud of me. He is the best and shows that he is the best. And I just want to show that and prove to him and myself that I can stick with something and really, really see it grow. And that's another reason why I also want to do this for my family. Because they have done so much and have had so much patience with me over the years, because I know I am not the most perfect person, especially when I was a little younger and I was just all over the place. I did a lot of stuff behind their backs. I did a lot of stuff to their faces. I hurt them quite a bit, but they were always on my side. And even when the chips are down, I could still truly count on them. And I just want to show them that they no longer have to hold my hand, and that holding my hand isn't an option anymore. That bailing me out of a tough situation won't always be the norm. I have had a village raise me, and now it's time to truly pay them back with the strength, the knowledge, and the power that they have given me over the years. And it's time for me to grow as a person as well. And more importantly, I'm doing all this stuff for myself. I'm doing it all for me. Everything that I want to prove to them, I want to prove to myself as well, most of all. It's why I podcast, it's why I'm a YouTuber, it's why I'm happy now, and it's why I am doing stressful work, but I love it. I love being able to come on and speak to you guys for 10-15 minutes. I love being able to have a guest on and us talk for hours on end and figure out what's going in the podcast. I love being able to show and grow with so many different people. I mean, hell, just looking for new people to be on the podcast. I've even made a couple of friends, and that is just amazing, amazing, amazing to me. I know I said it quite a few times, but it truly is. And just to think and to know that I can count on these people and then be around to be on the podcast, to be able to talk to, it's an amazing and wonderful feeling. And it is the thing that I love the most about all of this, and I know I keep saying it, but I'm finally out of my comfort zone. I may be slowly moving into another comfort zone, but it's one where I force myself to grow and improve. I reach out and I branch out to different people. I talk with others and we discuss moments in our lives, and we get to know one another just that much more. And I encourage and I implore all of you out there to try and do the same. Reach out of your comfort zone. Get to know someone just a little bit better, just a little bit more on that deeper side. I promise you, it truly will be worth it. And I just thank you so much for being a part of this podcast and for just truly being here with me for all of this. And just thank you guys so much. And I do want to let you guys know that all of my social media stuff will be in the description. But to follow me on Instagram, you can go to Luuney, and that's LUUNEY _Lulu _DIY. For Twitter, it's Luuney, spelled the same way, LUUNEY _Lulu. And to find me on Facebook, it is The Looney's Zone. You can also find me on YouTube. It's just Luuney Lulu. But of course, you know how I spell Looney. It's in the name of the podcast. But thank you guys so much for being here, and I love you all. And don't forget to stay healthy, stay safe, stay lovely, and stay loony.